And there we are. Good morning, everyone. It's time for Strat-O-Matic Baseball. Steve Aquilon here. And it is currently 1 degree in Spokane. That's right, 1. So, I figured, having coffee, and thought, what the hell? Let's roll a game. I'll go to my B project for this game, the 1974 Los Angeles Dodger replay with the original 1974 cards. Sometimes they're a few players short, because there were only 24 cards per team then. But you know what? We're just going to have some fun with it, and it is what it is. The Dodgers come in with an 18-18 record. Remember, this is the team that won 102 games in real life in 1974. And for the first 36 games of this replay, they've pretty much just been sputtering through a 500 team through 36 games. 3-game series with the Atlanta Braves. Oh, where did my mouse go? Oh, good gravy, it got knocked off the table. Okay, let's see here. Dodgers. Let's see. This is the middle series of a 3-series homestand. 4 with Houston, 3 with Atlanta, and then the mighty Cincinnati Reds come in for 3. Rorik Harrison will take the mound for Atlanta today. Gentleman Al Downing on the mound for the Dodgers. We'll get to the lineups here and we'll get it underway for Atlanta. Leading off will be Ralph Garr in right field. Marty Perez will play second base today. Dusty Baker in center. Hank Aaron in left bats cleanup. Davey Johnson at first base. Darrell Evans at third. Paul Casanova, represented by the nameless card, will be at catcher, and in Casanova's case, any extra base hit on the card will be converted to a single. He had no extra base hits that year. In fact, he was terrible. Craig Robinson at short and Rorik Harrison on the mound. For the Dodgers, pretty much the usual. The catcher changes a little bit. It's Lopes at second. Bill Buckner in left field, Jimmy Wynn the toy cannon in center, Steve Garvey at first base hits cleanup, Willie Crawford in right, Ron Cey at third, Joe Ferguson doing the catching and batting seventh, Bill Russell the shortstop, Al Downing the pitcher. A coffee game from Spokane, like I say, 1 frickin' degree outside. I'm kind of disappointed, actually, if it's going to be that low. Couldn't we at least be at 0 or -1? Okay, Downing's ready to work. Ralph Garr steps in from the left side, and we are underway. The windup, pitch to the Roadrunner, that's a 6-9. That's going to be a double to 5. It's a base hit for Garr, and we are underway. Garr with great speed. He's an A. 1 through 15. Ferguson a 0. He'll have to be held on. That'll make him a 1 through 13. And here's Marty Perez, right-handed hitting second baseman. Downing from the stretch now on a 1-3. Comebacker to the mound. Downing turns down to Russell. 2 Garvey double play. So nice play by Downing to start that double play. And here's Dusty Baker. Baker, of course, would eventually play for the Dodgers. The pitch from Downing. It's a 6-6 to the right-hander. He struck him out. So for Atlanta, no runs, a hit, nobody left on. We go to the bottom of the first, scoreless. Rorik Harrison. What a name that is, huh? Rorik. I love it. Rather high 4.71 ERA that season in real life. Here's Lopes now to get things started. Harrison into the windup. The pitch, 2-5. Grounder down to shortstop. That's going to be Robinson. He's got it and throws him out, one down. Craig Robinson at shortstop. And here's Buckner. Bill Buckner, left-handed batter. Pitch from Harrison, a 2-6. Base hit up the middle. Billy Buckner with a one-out single. He's an A stealer. Casanova a +2, however. That would be 15-17. He'll have to be hold on, where he's a 1-15. Held on, I should say. Harrison with the pitch to win. Here goes Buckner. 1-15. He's in there. Stolen base, Billy Buckner. Obviously, this was pre-leg injury Buckner. Oh yeah, Buckner could run and play defense till he effed up that leg. And here's Garvey, runner at second, one down. Sorry, no, shit. Wynn still batting. 1-2 the count. Now watch him walk. 1-11 to the righty. Grounder to short. That's Robinson. Runner will hold. So the stolen base by Buckner keeps him out of the double play, and here's Garvey. Garvey leads the club in runs batted in with 27. Wynn and Crawford tied for second with 19 apiece. On a 1-8, Tapper down to short. It's going to be all Robinson this inning as he makes the play to retire the side. No runs a hit, one left. Just getting started here. You can see some of these cards, original 1974 cards. They've got some stains and some wear. Just kind of adds to the character, doesn't it? Gentleman Al, starter reliever in 1974. If I remember correctly, he would come into play a lot more as a starter after Tommy John went down with the, quote, Tommy John injury. Of course, it wasn't called that then. Here's Hank Aaron to lead things off for Atlanta. The pitch from Downing, a 5-9 to the righty. It's a fly ball into right field. Willie Crawford drifts over and makes the catch. And here's Davy Johnson. Johnson normally a second baseman. He's playing first base today. Here's the pitch from Downing on a 3-6. Grounder down to shortstop. Russell to his left. He's got it. Throws to Garvey, 2 down. And that'll bring up Darrell Evans, the left-handed hitting third baseman. Here's Downing's pitch. It's a 3-8, and he walks him. Boy, Evans was good for walks, wasn't he? That man could draw a walk. Let's look at this particular card. 240 with 25 homers, but 126 walks. How about that? Very good batting eye, very selective. And here's Paul Casanova now. 2 down, runner at first. From the stretch, it's a 3-3 comebacker. Downing knocks it down, picks it up, throws to first to retire the side. Except that goes up there. No runs, no hits, 1 left. And we are still scoreless going to the bottom of the second. Oh, just getting underway. Grab your coffee and spend part of your morning with me. or have your lunch with me if you're on the East Coast. It will be Crawford, Say, and Ferguson for Los Angeles here in the second. Rorik Harrison, the windup, the pitch. It's a 6-12 to the left-hander. Tapper down to second. Perez charges it, gloves it. Over to Johnson, 1 down. That'll bring up the Penguin, Ron Say. Harrison gets his sign from Casanova. The pitch is a 5-8 to the righty. Pops him up right side. Johnson's there, and quickly there are 2 down. And Joe Ferguson will be the hitter. Fergie steps in from the right side. Here's the pitch from Harrison. It's going to be a 6-8. Grounder to short X. That's going to be Robinson, a 3. The roll is a 13, and he boots it. E6, Ferguson's aboard. First error of the ball game on Atlanta, and Bill Russell will be the hitter. Okay, Harrison from the stretch now. Pitch to Bill Russell on a 3-5. Grounder down to short. Robinson's got it. He'll shovel it the short way to Perez, and that will do it. No runs, no hits, a man left. There was an error, and we are scoreless after 2. On to the third. It'll be Robinson, Harrison, and Garr due for Atlanta. The big lefty gets his sign from Ferguson. Here's the pitch to Craig Robinson. It's a 4-9 to the righty. He loses him, ball 4. A leadoff walk to Robinson. A B stealer, 1-13. And Atlanta's going to lay it down. Harrison a C. A 9 on a C. It's a force play. He bunts into the force. Leading runner is out. So Robinson forced. We'll call that 1-4. So Harrison at first now with 1 away, and here's Garr. Absolutely, Joel. That's what I call him too, Gentleman Al. And a fine gentleman he was. Hope your day is going well, sir. An impromptu morning game here for my 74 LA replay. Currently 1 degree in Spokane. Not much I can do. I'm not going outside. 1 down, 1 on. Here's the pitch to Garr from the stretch. On a 4-8, he struck him out. Not easy to do. Garr that year batted .353 and only struck out 52 times. I think he won the batting title in 74. Boy, I can't imagine anyone batting higher. What do you think, Joel? Did Garr win the title in 74? He had to have. 2 down, and here's Marty Perez. Pitch to Marty on a 2-2. Grounder down to short. Russell's got it. He'll go the short way to Lopes, and that'll do it. No runs, no hits, a run, and 1 bip, 1 left. scoreless duel as we move to the bottom of the third, and Downing will lead off, a right-handed hitting pitcher. The pitch from Rorik Harrison, a 3-8. It's a tapper down to third base. Evans has it, throws him out, one down. Top of the order, Davy Lopes. Harrison with the pitch. It's a 4-4. Tapper down to second. That's going to be Perez. Easy play for Marty. 2 down. And here's Buckner now. Harrison into his windup. Pitch to Buckner on a 5-5. That's a grounder to shortstop X. That's going to be Robinson again. He's a 3 on a 17. He makes the play for the out. So 3 ground balls, 3 up, 3 down. We've completed 3 here at Dodger Stadium. And we're scoreless. And thank you, Joel. I was pretty sure he did, but there was just a tiny bit of doubt in my mind. Am I forgetting someone? You know what I mean? And but I mean, hell, at 353, I have no memory of 2 guys hitting over 350 in the early 70s. 1974, of course, the year I finished high school. Thus, the primary reason for picking this particular year to replay the Dodgers' schedule. I focused on the team a lot in 1974. Much to the detriment of my studies and my father. I cut a lot of classes to sit at Winchell's Donuts first period reading the sports page, leaving early for a day game. You get the picture. Not proud of it, but it happened. And hey, I survived. I retired. So it all worked out. Here's Dusty Baker now. It's Baker, Aaron, and Johnson, the heart of the Atlanta order, due up here in the 4th. Gentleman Al into the windup. It's going to be a 4-7 to the hammer, and he walks him. Or not the hammer, the Baker. The hammer's on deck. And here comes Hammer and Hank now. Baker a B stealer, 1-13. With Aaron at the plate, he will not be held. From the stretch now, here's Downing's pitch on a 6-9. That's a triple to 9. He's going to settle for a long single. Baker's going to take third, and the Braves are in business here in the 4th. Runners at the corners, nobody out. And here's Davy Johnson. The Dodgers will play it back. They'll gladly trade a run for 2 outs here. Downing gets his sign from Ferguson, now from the stretch. That's a 6-7, swung on and missed strike 3, and what a big out that was. With runners at the corners and nobody out, Downing whiffs Johnson, and here's Darrell Evans, walked his first time up. Infield back, from the stretch, 2-12, grounder to second A. Boy, that's exactly what they needed. Lopes to Russell to Garvey, 4-6-3, and that will retire the side. So no runs a hit, 1 left. Downing gets the ground ball to get him out of a jam there in the 4th to keep the game scoreless. Damn, this was playing like a 1966 game. And it'll be the heart of the Dodger order at the bottom of the 4th. Win Garvey Crawford. Harrison into the windup. Pitch to Jimmy Wynn on a 3-7. A triple to 2, but that's going to be a base hit. So a leadoff single for Wynn. Wynn a B stealer, 1-13, but Casanova's a +2, which would make him 15. So they'll have to hold him on And he's 1 through 13 again. With Garvey at the plate, here's the pitch, and there goes Wynn. Here's the throw from Harrison. He's stolen it. So Jimmy Wynn with a stolen base. And here's the next pitch to Garvey. 5-4, fly to right field. Playable for Gar. He's there to make the catch for the outrunner Holtz. Runner at second, one out. Here's Willie Crawford now. Willie Crawford, a bonus baby. Never quite the superstar that they projected him to be, but a solid ball player. He got a .295 this year, 11 home runs, 23 doubles. Good hitter, medium range power, pretty good arm. But again, never the superstar he was supposed to be. Harrison, full wind up on a 3-5. He walks him. So Crawford draws the walk, and the Dodgers have something going here in the bottom of the fourth. Harrison an S6 as far as endurance goes. And here's the Penguin. He popped up to first. His first time up today. Casanova out to the mound now. Harrison nodding. Paul back behind the plate, crouches down. From the stretch, the pitch to Say. On a 5-8, pops him up. That's going to be Davy Johnson. He's got it in field fly rule, and there's 2 away. And it'll be up to Joe Ferguson. Harrison from the stretch. A 6-11. That's a grounder to first base X. That'll be Johnson. He's a 4. The roll is a 5, and that's going to be past him and down the line for a double. 2-base advance. Here comes Wynn. Crawford will hold up at third on the RBI double by Joe Ferguson, and the Dodgers are on the board. 1-0. Bottom of the fourth only. 2 away, and Russell the hitter. I'm thinking about walking him intentionally. .269. They're going to put him on. Harrison will try to use Downing to get out of the inning. Right-handed batter on a 5-7. Liner, but right at Perez, and that'll end the inning. So the Dodgers get a run on 2 hits. They leave the bases loaded, however. And after 4 complete, Los Angeles 1, Atlanta nothing. Oh, Say has an autobiography. That should be interesting reading. Say, one of the more candid, outspoken members of that team, along with Lopes and Sutton. Garvey, Russell, and Wynn were the quiet ones. Buckner was pretty outspoken too, but he was more enthusiastic than outspoken. Buckner, as a young player, had that youthful exuberance, which could not help but be contagious. Downing staked to a 1-0 lead now. It'll be the bottom of the Atlanta order. Casanova, Robinson, and Harrison. Downing with the windup. It's a 5-2. Tapper down to first. Garvey has it. He'll take it to the bag himself. 1 down. Here's Craig Robinson now. He walked his first time up. Downing with the windup and the pitch. It's a 6-7. Struck him out. 2 away quickly, and here's Harrison. Right-handed batter. Pitch from Downing is a 5-6. Fly to left. Can of corn for Billy Buckner. And 1, 2, 3 go the Braves in the fifth. Still 1-0 as we move to the bottom of the fifth. And welcome Kluber. Well, my favorite player as a youngster was Don Sutton, hands down. I thought he, for one thing, he interviewed very well, not surprisingly, because when he first came up, his first several years, he was a disc jockey in the off season. And that shouldn't surprise anyone either, as of course he went on to be the Atlanta Braves announcer or color man for many years. I also loved the way he pitched backwards. That is, well, you know what it means, but in case you don't, curveballs in fastball counts and fastballs in curveball counts. I didn't know what that really meant then. I mean, I learned as I went along, but probably by 74 I knew what it meant. I was 17/18. But he seemed to be a very intelligent man and an intelligent pitcher. I'm going to refill my coffee before we move to the bottom of the fifth. Tommy John was also very well spoken. I used to listen to the post-game shows in those days, I should say. I find I don't have time for that crap anymore. He did. I don't know if he had that done or not. I had Sutton-like hair, but mine was all natural. I wish I could say the same today. Although, in reality, I'd look pretty silly with that hairstyle these days. Look like Michael Brady in the later years, right? The Brady Bunch. Okay, it's Lopes, Buckner, and Wynn. It's kind of a funny morning game. And Kurt Miller's here. Welcome, Kurt. Oh my, and Rorik just died recently. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Just shy of his 77th birthday. We celebrate Harrison today. He trails 1-0, but he's pitched a fine game so far, only allowed 3 hits. And here's his pitch to left. On a 1-5, fly to left field, it's going to be playable for Aaron. He drifts over and makes the catch for the out. I also felt Sutton was underrated in his day. Of course, eventually he got his due. I mean, he's in the Hall of Fame. You can't complain about that. Don never seemed to get the run support. He did in 1976, his only 21 game year, and ironically, that was not even one of his better pitch seasons. Here's Buckner now. It's a 5-5 to the lefty. It's a grounder to short X. There's Robinson yet again. A 12 on a 3. He makes the play for the out. So Craig Robinson very busy on the left side today. And with 2 out, here's Jimmy Wynn. Wynn 1 for 2. Singled and stole second in the 4th. Harrison with the windup. The pitch to the toy cannon on a 4-7. Base hit into left. So Jimmy Wynn lines a 2-out single into left field. And this time they'll hold him on. Well, they did last time as well. 13 plus 2. 15 minus 2 for the hold. 13. With 2 away, Garvey's going to swing away. From the stretch, it's going to be a 6-3 grounder to the pitcher X. Of course, all pitchers are a 2 in this version. On a 2, on a 2. He can't get it. It's a base hit, 1 base advance. That would have been a tough play for anyone. Harrison did well just to knock it down. And it's first and second, 2 out, and here's Willie Crawford. From the stretch now, here's the pitch to Willie. It's a 4-6 base hit into center. That's going to be an open single. Wynn can try to score on that. Baker a -2 in center, however. Wynn a 15 with 2 outs, a 17, -2 for Baker, a 15. Here comes Wynn, he's rounding, here's Baker's throw, and he's out at the plate on a 16. Holy cow. Wynn coming around, Baker unleashes a missile on a hop to Casanova. The slide is close, but he tags him out. No runs on 3 hits. After 5 complete, it's Dodgers 1, Braves nothing. I'm looking at the chat now here, Joel. Yeah, I remember that. In fact, I have his rookie card, the Topps card. He looks kind of, I don't know how to, he looks kind of goofy, quite honestly, on that card. But, you know, we all look kind of gangly and goofy as kids, I guess, when you look back. I shudder to see my high school pictures in the yearbook sometimes. I'll glance through them. Usually when visiting, or if I'm visited by my good friend of over 50 years from Southern California. He enjoys reminiscing with those yearbooks. Me, not so much. I'm not really into that. Like I say, the pictures of myself make me shudder. But yeah, I'm sure Sutton had his hair done. I used to get asked if I did you do your hair like Sutton? I'm like, no, I don't do my frickin' hair. This is the way it is. Top of the order for Atlanta in the 6th. Downing in S6. Here's Ralph Garr now, 1 for 2. The windup and the pitch of 4-5. He struck him out, and that's twice Downing has gotten Garr on strikes. No easy feat, and here's Marty Perez. Perez standing in from the right side. Ferguson, that's the sign, the pitch from Downing, a 4-3, grounder to second X. That's Lopes. He is a 3 on a 5. He makes the play for the out. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This basic fielding chart is a strange animal. 2 away, and here's Dusty Baker, 0 for 1 with a walk. The pitch from Downing on a 3-7. He walks him. So twice today, Baker has drawn a walk. He's a 13, B stealer. He will not be held on with Aaron at the plate, however. From the stretch now, the pitch to Hammer and Hank, a 1-7. It's a grounder down to short. Russell's got it. Underhand to Lopes for the force. And that'll do it. No runs, no hits, 1 left. And Al Downing spinning a gem here through 6. Well, because I don't have a choice, Kluber. There were no error ratings in 1974. Look at Say's card. Third base, 2. It's the only chart you can use. And Joel, I agree. Kurt, I did not know Sutton was on the match game. I would have liked to have seen that. These are the original 1974 cards purchased in 1975. You can see there's some smudges and wear to them. Kind of adds to the character. I think. I mean, I've had them. Oh, Jesus, what would that be now? 48 years? Almost 49. Say, Ferguson, and Russell due for Los Angeles. Lost my crowd noise for a second. Okay, Say to lead things off. The pitch from Harrison. That's going to be a 6-5 to the righty. High fly ball to deep left field. Back goes Aaron. It's gone. Home run, Say. Holy cow. And it's 2-0. And for Ron Say, his 5th home run of the season. Here's Joe Ferguson now. Doubled in a run his last time up, 1 for 2. The pitch is a 5-6, pops him up, left side. Robinson again, he makes the catch for the out. And here's Bill Russell. They did have the throwing arms for catchers and outfielders, Kluber. See Russell at 2-1 in left, and the catchers, Casanova a 4+2, Ferguson a 3-0. The windup, pitch to Bill Russell on a 2-10, tapper down to short. There's Robinson again, charging on the run, throws and nips him by a step, 2 down. Downing's going to hit, right-handed batter. Pitch is a 6-10 to the righty. Fly to center field X. That's Baker, a 3. The roll is a 19. Roll again. Gotta love that. 17. He makes the catch for the out. 8X, the side is retired. The Dodgers add on a run on the Ron Say home run. And after 6 complete, lead it 2-0. Oh my God, Kurt, that was my first sports game. Holy crap, I can't believe someone else remembers that. My friend Mark had it, and in a way, that was what inspired me to purchase my first Strat-O-Matic game. We used to play that on the weekends or after school. Sitting on the floor or outside on the back porch, or even sitting on the grass rolling that spinner. And I was always a fan of pitchers. And I thought, this is fun, but there's got to be a game that incorporates the pitcher. And then I saw, probably in a baseball magazine or a comic book, the ad for Strat-O-Matic. The ad obviously impressed me. So I bought the game. What a great move that turned out to be. 53 years later, still playing. And here's Dave Johnson to lead it off for the Braves in the 7th. Darrell Evans to follow. The windup in the pitch from Al Downing, a 2-6 liner speared by Say. And here's Evans now. 0 for 1 with a walk. Downing into the windup. 6-7 to the lefty. Swung on and missed strike 3. Evans down on strikes. And here's Casanova. 0 for 2. Pitch a 3-5. Tapper down to short. Russell to his left. Has it. Throws to first in time, and another 1-2-3 inning for Gentleman Al. So quite a game by Downing here. A 2-hitter. Harrison hanging with him. Although as we go to the 7th, There is action in the Atlanta bullpen. Lou Krause and Danny Frisella, two right-handers, begin tossing. That's very cool, Joel. Yes, one was a homer. Oh, I forgot that. Remember how big Babe Ruth's homer was? The serpentine draft, which most Strat-O-Matic draft leagues use to this day. I don't remember Be a Manager. Perhaps if you're so inclined, you could elaborate a little bit in the chat. Bottom of the 7th, 2-0 Dodgers. Top of the order, Davey Lopes to lead things off. Harrison into the windup. On a 2-6, it's a tapper down to short. Boy, that Robinson's busy down there. Behind the bag now, and throws him out. And here's Buckner, 1 for 3. The windup and the pitch on a 2-7, a tapper down to third. Evans has it. Throws across to Johnson and quickly 2 away in the 7th. Jimmy Wynn will be the batter now. 2 for 3 today. Harrison, the windup. On a 5-5, pops him up. Johnson under it. And that'll do it. 1, 2, 3 go the Dodgers. With Wynn making the last out, something they did quite often in this season, Vaughn Joshua will come in and take over in center. Wynn, of course, dislocated his shoulder that season, very early on, and could not throw. So Joshua, a 3 like Wynn, but a 0 arm rather than a +3, and in he goes. And Downing will come out for the 8th. Downing working on a shutout. Sentimentally, you know I want him to go for it. But he only has a 2-run lead. I just remember the huge one for the Babe. Yes, exactly. I don't remember anything else about the game, but I remember that huge frickin' one for Babe Ruth. It'll be Robinson, a pinch hitter, and Garr for Atlanta. Downing from the windup. A 4-10 to the right-hander, grounder to third base X. Say a 2. The roll's a 13, and he boots it. Gets down the line for a 2-base error. So E5, the Dodgers' first error of the game. And now we'll have a batter for Harrison. Harrison, a solid outing, 7 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs. He walked 2, one of them intentionally. And he struck out no one? Am I missing one here? Son of a bitch. That shocks me. 7 innings with 0 strikeouts. Krause was loosening. He'll be coming on. And now we need a batter. In real life, Oates, Tepedino, and Lum, but they were all left-handed batters. They'd really rather have a right-hander here. Roland Office was a lefty. Holy crap, they don't have much from the right side. It'll be Leo Foster. Not a lot of good options from the right side. Mike Marshall up in the Dodger pen. He's joined there by Jeff Zahn. And here's Leo Foster. Runner on second, nobody out. Downing from the stretch. The pitch to Foster on a 6-4 liner right at Lopes. Robinson just back to the bag. And here's Gar. Gar 1 for 3. Struck out twice against Downing. From the stretch now. Pitch to Gar on a 1-7, and he rips a double asterisk single into right field. That's going to drive in a run. It's a 2-1 ball game. An unearned run charge to Downing. Gar with the single, and here comes Walt Alston, and that's going to be it. Here comes Marshall. So for Gentleman Al, a fine effort, 7 1/3. He only allowed 3 hits. But this is not 1966, guys. This is pretty much the way Alston would have played it. In fact, in all likelihood, he would have only let Downing pitch 7 innings. One, he didn't strike out many either. 3, well, 4 strikeouts. Marshall, of course, pitched in this game in real life. He pitched in 106 games that year. Gar and A. Steeler will have to be held, making him a 1-13. He represents the tying run with 1 down. And here's Marty Perez, 0 for 3. Marshall from the stretch. A 6-5. That's going to be a base hit into right field. Gar chugging into third, and he's in there. Single Marty Perez, and it's runners on the corners with 1 down. Gar, the tying run at third base. And now the Dodgers will pull the infield in with Dusty Baker at the plate. First and third, 1 down. Infield is in. From the stretch now on a 1-5, fly to left field, B ? Buckner a +2. Gar can tag up on that. 17, 2 out, 19. He's a 1 through 19. Here he comes. He scores on a 19. Holy crap. The game is tied. Sacrifice fly to left. Baker, he gets a ribby. And it's a tie game. Both runs unearned, charged to Al Downing. And here's Hank Aaron. The pitch to the hammer, 4-7, struck him out. So Marshall comes on, the tying run scores. 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 left. And we go to the bottom of the 8th, all knotted up at 2. And here's Krause coming on now. Garvey, Crawford, and Say-Do. Krause, a right-hander. And oh yeah, Joel, he was not a great thrower to begin with, was never the same after he separated his shoulder. In fact, his career went downhill after the 75 season, or some would even say during the 75 season. And he was traded to Atlanta as part of the Dusty Baker deal. Here's Garvey now, bottom of the 8th. Krause with the windup. 6-11, fly to left field X. That's Aaron. He's a 4. The roll is an 11. It's a double. Aaron can't get to it. That's down. And to the wall, and it's a leadoff double for Garvey. And here's Willie Crawford, 1 for 2 with a walk. Krause into the windup. Pitch to Willie, a 4-3. Grounder to the pitcher, X. A 2 on the roll of a 14. He makes the play, runners hold. So Krause over to Johnson, 1 down. And here's Say now, 1 for 3 with a homer. Krause into the windup. The pitch to the Penguin, a 3-3. Fly to right field. That's going to be playable for Gar. He makes the catch for the out. 3-3 is a question mark, so he cannot tag up and go to third on that. And here's Joe Ferguson with 2 down. Ferguson 1 for 3 with an RBI double. Krause into the windup now. It's a 1-7. Ball 4, he walks him. Of course, Ferguson was always good for taking a walk, as was Wynn. And it'll be up to Bill Russell. First and second, 2 down. Krause from the stretch now. Pitch to Billy Russell, a 1-3. Grounder down to second. That's Perez. He'll go the short way to Robinson. And that will do it. No runs, a hit, 2 left on, and we go to the 9th inning, all tied up at 2. Hope you're enjoying this morning coffee game. 1974 cards. I don't do this very often. My 1966 complete replay, of course, is my main project, and I'll be on today at 1 p.m. Pacific with the San Francisco Giants at the Houston Astros. And Larry Dierker will be on the mound for the Astros. Who's pitching again for the Giants? Herbal? Yes, Ron Herbal for San Francisco. To the top of the 9th we go. Johnson, Evans, and most likely a pinch hitter for Casanova. We'll have to see about that. But he's, as a nameless card, he's out. He'll be pinch hit for. That nameless card only represented his ability against the left-handed pitcher, so it's not even applicable anymore. Here's the pitch to Johnson. It's a 6-9 to the righty, single to 4, but that liner is going to find the glove of Davey Lopes, and there's 1 down. Soft liner to second, Lopes makes the catch. Here's Darrell Evans now. Marshall gets his sign from Ferguson. On a 5-3, fly to right field X. That's Willie Crawford. He's a 3. On a 12, single and error. Batter winds up on second. So a single and an E9, and Evans is at second, and now we're going to have a hitter for Paul Casanova. Let's see who the other catcher was. They used Oates in this game in real life. That makes sense to me. They also have Vic Carell. We're going to go with Oates. He'll stay in and catch. Johnny Oates, former Dodger, 3-0, so certainly much better defensively than Casanova. And here's the pitch from Marshall. On a 2-9, how about that? Johnny Oates comes through with a pinch hit single. Evans can try to score on that. That's to right, where Crawford's a -1. Evans a 12-11. Yeah, I'd go with 2 outs. With 1 out, he's going to hold up. First and third, 1 out. The go-ahead run standing at third. And here's Craig Robinson, and Marshall's in a jam now here in the ninth. Infield in. Here's the pitch on a 4-9. Fly to right field, very shallow. Fortunately for Los Angeles, Crawford comes in and just does catch up to it. Evans will hold, and now we'll have another pinch hitter. This time for Kraus. Kraus worked an inning, a hit and a walk, no Ks, no runs allowed. The Dodgers will have the pitchers spot Lopes, Buckner, Joshua. They're going to get Tom House loose. House did not pitch in this game in real life, but I feel the situation warrants him here. Marshall, of course, an endurance 4, so no problem there. First and third, 2 down. Boy, they'd like to have a lefty now. They used Lum in real life. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go with Mike Lum, who played in this game. Mike Lum would eventually become their more or less full-time first baseman. As you can see, he was a fine defender both in right field and first base. Played quite a bit that year. First and third, 2 down. Marshall from the stretch now. Pitched to Mike Lum on a 2-8. Struck him out. Oh my, and Marshall escapes the jam. Now I feel slightly bad about not sending Evans on a 1-11, but you guys that follow me regularly know I tend to be very conservative on base running. 45% chance to make the second out at home plate. Then you got the go-ahead run on first. Didn't work out that time. That's right, Joel, and who served it up? Top of the order for the... the Braves are batted. It'll be a pinch hitter for Marshall. Start the bottom of the ninth. Marshall went 1 2/3. He surrendered 3 hits, no walks, struck out a pair. Huffin's on warming, and we'll have a hitter for Mike Marshall. Tom House has completed his warm-up tosses. He'll come in to pitch for Atlanta. House, a magnificent left-handed relief card. practically nothing on the lefty side. The Dodgers will go to their old standby, Manny Mota. Now pinch hitting for Los Angeles, number 11, Manny Mota. That's right, Gentleman Al. Oh God, I remember watching it live as well. What a fantastic moment. House ready to work now. Here's Mota. The windup and the pitch. A 5-5 grounder to short X. It's Robinson again. He's a 3 on an 18. Roll dice again. On a 17, he makes the play for the out. So Craig Robinson, as I've said, very busy down there today. Mota is retired. And here's Lopes. House into the windup. Pitch to Lopes on a 2-10. Base hit into center. Lopes aboard with a 1-out single. Double-A 1 through 17. Oates is 0. Here's Buckner. The pitch to Buckner. There goes Lopes. Oates throw, and he's caught stealing. A perfect missile by Oates to nail Lopes at second. And for Lopes now, he's the only guy I'm tracking steals on. He's a rather subpar 13 and 8 in steal attempts now. The next pitch to Buckner. 5-8 liner right at Perez, and that'll do it. No runs to hit, no one left, and we're going to extras. With the top of the order coming up, it'll be Charlie Huff for Los Angeles. Huff the knuckleballer. Gar, Perez, and Baker do. Let's make sure we can still see these cards here. Oh yeah, that's fine. Boy, I kind of think Hal Richman and Strat-O-Matic should be in the Baseball Hall of Fame. I think Strat-O-Matic is represented. I could be wrong about that. Here's Huff now, ready to start the 10th. Here's the pitch to Gar. 1-3, tapper down to first. Garvey has it. Flips to Huff covering, 1 away. And Marty Perez will be the hitter. Perez 1 for 4 today. Huff into the windup. Here comes the knuckler. 3-8 pops him up. Right side, Lopes calling. Quickly 2 down in the 10th. And here's Dusty Baker. His sacrifice fly in the 8th tied the ball game. He's walked twice. Pitch to Baker on a 2-5. Grounder down to short. Russell coming in on the hop. Throws him out. And a 1-2-3 inning for Huff. Absolutely, Joel. Yeah, he hasn't been very lucky on the stealing attempts this season so far. But that's Strat. The Dodgers will have to send up a hitter for Joshua against House. He has absolutely nothing on that card. The question is, who would play center? Oh, it would be Paciorek. That's an obvious one. Should be anyway. Tom Paciorek will come on to hit here. Paciorek, the right-handed hitter. 3-0 in center. What's the one thing I don't care for about the, before they added the error ranges in, pretty much when Joshua and Peshorek, it's same, other than the throwing arm. Anyway, here's Peshorek, house ready to work. The windup, the pitch on a 4-8, struck him out. Peshorek down on strikes. He'll remain in the game in center field if necessary. Here's Garvey now, 2 for 4. House into the windup. It's a 6-6 liner speared by Darrell Evans. So 2 away quickly, and Willie Crawford will be the batter. Left on left. Pitch to Willie, a 5-9, fly to center, shallow. Here comes Baker, still coming. Now he makes the catch for the out, a 1-2-3 inning for House. And we go to the 11th, still tied at 2. And with that, I'd better top off my coffee. Who knows how long this thing will go. Boy, now I'm almost wishing I'd have had breakfast before I started this. That's fine. Coffee is breakfast. Aaron Johnson and Evans, the heart of the Atlanta order, here to face Charlie Huff in the top of the 11th. The windup and the pitch to Aaron on a 3-5. Swung on and missed strike 3. We ignored the injuries, of course, in this kind of a replay. And here's Davey Johnson, 0 for 4 today. Huff the windup. Here comes the knuckleball. 5-5, fly to right field and shallow. Here comes Crawford, still coming. Just does catch up with it and makes the catch for the out. That'll bring up Darrell Evans, 1 for 3 with a walk. Huff with the windup. Pitch a 4-6 to the lefty. Grounder to second base X. That's going to be Lopes. He's a 3 on a 20, roll 20-sided again. On a 2, it's a base hit. Lopes can't get it. That'll be a single. Tough play for anyone. And Evans is aboard with a 2-out single here in the top of the 11th. And here's Johnny Oates, the catcher. He replaced Casanova in the 9th. And singled. 1 for 1, Johnny Oates. Pitch from Huff on a 5-9. He's a weak 5-9 to 13. It is a single 2-base advance. Holy crap, that was close. I was looking for the lefty-righty weak, but they didn't do that then. It's up there. So Oates is 2 for 2. Evans takes third. Now the go-ahead run is at third base with 2 down, and Craig Robinson will be the hitter. So Huff in a jam here, Ferguson out to the mound. Now he gets back behind the plate into the crouch. Robinson 0 for 3 with a walk, reached on an error in the 8th, came around to score. Huff from the stretch. Pitch to Robinson on a 2-8. He pops him up. Infield fly rule. Lopes under it. That'll do it. No runs, 2 hits, a pair left. House, in what will one way or the other be his last inning of work. He's due to lead off in the 12th. We're almost out of room for reading these cards here on the screen, aren't we? You know, that's a good question, Kurt. I don't know, because almost all of my replays have been done on the Windows version of the game. Many of them autoplays. You can autoplay a whole season in 10 minutes or so. I used to do that with years and play it 10 times and then look at some of the stat averages. Like you'd say replay 1965 10 times and keep track of how many home runs Willie Mays hit each year. That was basically an amateurish attempt to test the standard deviation of the Strat-O-Matic statistical simulation. And it could vary widely. He'd be around 52, you know, half the time. He'd have a 60 season in there, and then one year he'd hit 33, well short of the 52. It's Say, Ferguson, and Russell, bottom of the 11th. House still out there. The windup. Pitch to Say on a 4-7, single on a 1, but that liner's going to be right into the glove of Marty Perez. One down. And here's Joe Ferguson. Ferguson 1 for 3 with a walk. Doubled in a run in the 4th. The pitch from House on a 6-7. Swung on and missed strike 3. And down goes Joe. And here's Bill Russell with 2 outs. House into the windup. The pitch to Russell on a 1-7. Homer to 3, but on 11, that's going to be playable for Aaron. Glides over a bit and makes the catch to retire the side. And we are indeed headed for the 12th. Holy crap, 12 innings. We'll have a batter for House. I'm going to have to put this over here or you're not going to be able to see it. House worked 3 nice innings. Flawless innings other than the single to Lopes, who was caught stealing. No walks, 2 Ks, no runs allowed. And they're running out of guys too. It'll be Jack Aker. Both teams running thin on the bench and the pen. Now we'll have a hitter for Atlanta. And that's going to be Roland Office. Office, the left-handed hitter. Huff into the windup now. Here's the knuckler on a 6-9. That's going to be a leadoff double for Roland Office. So Office, a pinch hit double. He's in the second standing. And Ralph Garr will be the batter. Office with great speed, a 1 through 16. Here's Garr, the 1974 batting champion. The pitch from Huff on a 1-9. Base hit into center field. That's open. It's a 0. Office a 16. Here he comes. Here's the throw from Pashorek. He's in there. RBI single. Ralph Garr. And the Braves take a 3-2 lead here in the 12th. Garr, an A stealer, he'll have to be held on. 1-13. And here's Marty Perez. From the stretch now, 5-6, grounder to short X. That's going to be Russell, a 3. Of course, it's rolled 20-sided dice again. I don't really like that. Out 3, that's going to be a double play. 6-4-3-X. Gar is erased. And with 2 down, Dusty Baker will be the hitter. Boy, Kurt, you got that right. I guess I go over here. I've done it before in this, either this replay or the 1966, because I remember doing that. 13, 14 innings maybe. Anyway, here's Huff's pitch to Baker. A 3-7, he walks him. Ball 4, Baker's aboard. Huff and R3, when did he come in? He's in his 3rd inning and he's fatigued. And he's due to lead off the criminy Christmas. They're going to have to pull him and we'll have to do a double switch. Which means Auerbach's going to have to play short. Here comes Alston. Well, I don't see anything else I can do. Huff and R3 clearly fatigued. He goes 2 2/3. Surrenders 4 hits, 1 run so far. He walked 1. Struck out 1. So Jeff Zahn, the pitcher, is going to come in and go into the 8th spot. Rick Auerbach will go into the 9 spot and play shortstop. Where he is a 4. And here comes Zahn. Jeff Zahn, the left-hander. Runner on first, 2 down. Braves up 3-2 now. Here's the left-hander's pitch to Hank Aaron. A 4-8, that's a base hit, 2-base advance. Baker into 3rd. Runners at the corners with 2 down, and here's Davy Johnson. Aaron not held, 2 away. From the stretch now. Pitch to Johnson on a 1-9. Fly to left. That will be playable for Buckner. And that will retire the side. But the Braves score a run on 3 hits, leave a pair. And Jack Aker, the righty, will come on in the bottom of the 12th to try to nail it down. Auerbach, yes. 73 at-bats only. He's only batted once in this replay, trying to use him sparingly. Or the Dodgers almost out of pitchers. He's their only other shortstop. The double switch had to be done, and here's Auerbach to lead it off against the right-hander Aker. The wind-up in the pitch on a 4-8. He walks him. Lead off walk to Auerbach. He's a C-stealer, a fine 1-16 runner, but no threat to steal. And here's Lopes. Lopes 1 for 5 and was caught stealing his last time up. Aker from the stretch. Pitch to Lopes on a 2-5. Grounder to short B. That's going to be a force play. Robinson to Perez, and that's it. So our box erased, and now Lopes is at first with Buckner up. And you know what he's going to try here. The pitch to Buckner. 1-15. Here goes Lopes. He's in there. Stolen base, Lopes. So Lopes, the tying run in scoring position with 1 away, and here's Bill Buckner. Buckner today is 1 for 5. Aker with the windup. Pitch to Buckner on a 3-8. Fly ball to right field. That's Gar. He makes the catch for the out. Lopes will have to hold. And the Dodgers are down to their last out. And that'll be Tom Paciorek. Unless they have anybody else. They don't have another outfielder. It'll have to be Paciorek. Aker to Paciorek. 6-12. Comebacker. Aker has it. Throws him out, and that's the ball game. Three to 2 in 12 innings. Zahn, a third. Huff, the losing pitcher. Howe stands to be the winner with a save from Aker. Actually, Lacey could have played short. You're right. Lopes, I don't think so. I don't remember Lopes ever playing short. So Zahn in his third of an inning gives up 1 hit. Aker pitched an inning. No hits, a walk. No Ks, no runs for the Braves. 3 runs on 11 hits, 1 error. The Dodgers 2 runs on 9 hits, and they made 2 errors. Very costly errors that let 2 runs score. And that's it here from Dodger Stadium, where the Braves nipped the Dodgers in 12, 3-2. The Dodgers dropped to 18-19 on the 74 replay. Not quite what I had in mind. But it's interesting. It's always interesting. I want to thank you guys for watching. I'll be back at 1 for the 1966 game, San Francisco at Houston. So please join me for that. In the meantime, you guys have a wonderful day. I'll be talking to you soon.